Hey guys, what's going on? Chaitanya Bhutani here, lifestyle transformation specialist at FromMindToMuscle.com. I help people transform their lifestyles by using super simple, super easy fitness tips and tricks. So without any further ado, let's get into today's video. So today I'll be talking about the role of your shoes. Role of your shoes in order for you to maintain a correct posture. But by any means, I do not want to make it something which is mandatory for you. I personally think corrective exercises or an active lifestyle in general is the way to go for correct posture or optimal posture. Do not think that by wearing these kind of shoes and sitting down all day, you'll have optimal posture, because static postures do not work. So if you have that in your head, if you have that perspective going on, let's continue with this video. So guys, before I start out with the optimal set of shoes, I just want to quickly highlight what exactly is the correct posture. So let's see what happens here. So guys, we know many people stand something like this, where their feet are pointed at 1 o'clock direction, and ultimately the majority of the weight is falling onto the inner side of the foot, which is this particular portion of the foot. Because now I won't go into the details guys here, but what's happening if we are someone who's standing like this, the femur, which is the thigh bone, is kind of rotating outwards, and guys, because of that we have what we call an anterior pelvic tilt, which is excessive rounding of the lower back, which is also called lumbar lordosis. So what happens here, because our feet are positioned in that way, our lower back, because of the standard laws of biomechanics, which I'm not going to go into detail about, our pelvis also turns up at the back, down at the front. You can kind of see the waistband popping up at the back, but that's not a clear-cut sign, and that indicates that you do have lumbar lordosis, or as a result, anterior pelvic tilt. So that's just one thing. What's happening after this is my shoulders, like the whole shoulder girdle, is also kind of collapsing in, because it's very obvious that, for example, if I have an anterior pelvic tilt and I try to stand in that position, I'm gonna fall back, or at least I'm gonna get that feeling of falling back. So when we wear the wrong set of shoes, something really weird is happening. So let's take this example of a running shoe. Now, as you can see, with the standard running shoe, what's happening is the heel is kind of arched. So you can see this, I don't know, like one inch heel, right? So men, if you're thinking you don't wear heels, we all do, right? So that's just, obviously it's not like 4, 6, 7 inches, I don't know, but it's there, it's still prominent. But the thing is, running shoes are kind of designed in a way where they're meant to tip you forward, so that you can take that velocity and run forward in a more efficient manner. But since we already spoke about what happens to your feet when you have that anterior pelvic tilt, or when you have those feet pointing at that 1 o'clock direction, what is happening is your weight is again tipping even more to the front side of the shoe, or the front side of the foot. Because of the shoe, it's exaggerating even more. So all those imbalances you already have might get exacerbated or exaggerated because of the heel, which is arched over here. Not only this, if you have a look at the front section, especially where the toes would go, what's happening here is your toes would be scrunched right in the front, which means they'll not be able to grip the floor, as I just mentioned. So if they're not able to grip the floor, ultimately the muscles on the underside of the foot are not able to fire properly, and the situation goes even more horrible when women wear high heels with even pointy toes. Now, a simple solution for this would be, guys, to switch to a healthier alternative, which means not food wise but shoes wise. This is something very weird. Now, I really don't have like a proper shoe which I was talking about, but this is as close to what it gets. Now, that just goes to show that even if you do not have a proper shoe, you can still have that correct posture with the right set of exercises. So this is just an addition. This is not a compulsion. This is something which is not mandatory at all. But yes, if you are someone who's just so busy with your life that you want to make a small change, this can be that change. So now if you see the sole of this shoe, it's a pretty old shoe, guys. So the sole of this shoe is pretty flat. The sole of the shoe is pretty flat. If you can see, it's fairly even, although this does have a like a half-inch heel, which I feel is not at very appropriate, but still it's way better than a running shoe, right? So it's flatter. The best part about the shoe is, look at this particular section. It's pretty broad, which means your toes get ample amount of space to kind of breathe and to spread out and grip the floor. And that's why many people would squat in this shoe as well. So guys, you might be thinking that if it's not mandatory, why I just make the whole video? Now guys, there are some people, we should realize that there are some people who are struggling to just get in that time for respective exercises, and just switching to a healthier alternative for a temporary solution can be really good. Remember, I'm saying it's for a temporary solution. This is not permanent. So switching to a shoe or something like that, it's not permanent unless and until you work on your body. And that's the whole message. But if you're someone who doesn't want to invest in like a shoe, what you can do is do this exercise. Alright guys, so this has been it for the video. Thank you so much for sticking in. This was a really sweaty video session for me, because it's like 40 degrees out here and the humidity is really on top of my head. I cannot even switch on the fan because sound आएगा यार, ऐसे थोड़ी होता है. So guys, if you like the video, if you feel like it was something new, it really helped you out, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel and share it with your friends, guys. Do share it with your friends. Come on guys, thank you so much for watching the video. I should take a shower now. Peace.